Hey, what is up, guys? Evanaldo here. So, wanted to give you a Bitcoin, Ethereum. I'm going to show you what I think with Bitcoin dominance and kind of why I think Bitcoin may start to outperform a lot of the alts, including Ethereum, in the next month. So, let's get into it. So, the first thing I want to show you guys is the 10-day here. So, the 10-day right now, we're curving into the or crossing into the red here. Now, at this point, when we crossed into the red, we were already bottomed out last cycle. Already in the red, you got this deep anchor wave already confirmed. However, if this is like 2013, you came down, or 2014, excuse me, you came down more when we crossed into the red. See, you had that final drop downward. And your VWAP curved around, red dot, kind of what's happening right now. Look, VWAP curving down. If this curves down some more, price comes down, below 20K again, you have the potential. You have the potential to come down a bit more. So now, where could this bring us? So from the high here to low here, that's 59%. This was a capitulation wick down, about 60% downward. Now, Mount Gox, all those things, a lot of FUD. If the S&P 500 really goes down a lot next month, this would probably happen next month. September's a bad month historically for Bitcoin and the S&P 500. I'll show you the S&P 500 as well. It does not look good in my opinion. 60% downward. That was when we had a smaller market cap, 9,000. I don't think he would go down that much, but there is that main place of 10 to 12K. Now, the scenario where you go below 10 to 12K is kind of where everybody's, all the bears, all the people that think we're going to go down more have said 10 to 12K. The possibility of going under 10K is just because no one really thinks we're going to go that low, or you go above it. Now, big places to look. First, I want to mention we've lost the 200 weekly moving average, which is a pretty bearish sign, kind of a rejection off of it almost. And if you switch this to the 300 weekly moving average, this is right here, 17K, and hits our last bar line right there. That's a good scenario for a double bottom right there, kind of double bottom with this. You come down a little bit lower, 17K, then you continue forward. Could be doable. Now, next place that I've been looking at, 400 weekly moving average. This is 13K. Where is it? Let's see. So this is around 13K. People have said 10 to 12K a lot. 13K is a number not too many have been talking about. So that's a good area where a lot of times when people say a certain number, 10 to 12K, it either goes lower than that number or a little bit higher. I've seen a few times a little bit higher. 13K is a big area. That would give us, from our local kind of high at 25, a 50% dump downward. That could be it. That could be it next month in September. So yeah, good places to look. Now, the reasons this could happen as well, the reasons this could happen as well are 6-day curving downward, could be kind of like, here on the 6-day. See how money flow is kind of the same as that red dot that's about to print? You came down a bit, about 50% from there. If you look at the logarithmic spiral line, you came down from here, so around that area, same type of deal, kind of what we were looking at on the 10-day. There is that case to be made. Could it be different this time? Could we have already bottomed out? Sure. Right now, I don't think so. I think there's more to look at. 4-day red dot confirms in 7 hours. Last time we had one confirmed, this was with the LX though. You came down a lot. I mean, if you map out, if you have a repeat of something like this, that's 41% downward. You drop from the top of the wick here, I guess approximately 41% would be around 13, 14. That area is big right there. So that could be the case for that area. Also, it's kind of the same thing if you look at the 3-day, kind of the same area, even, and then you look at these split RSIs as well here. Split RSIs on 2-day, split RSIs here, curving downward, brought us down quite a bit here. So right now, just chilling in some swing shorts with added to those swing shorts. I'm just chilling in those, trying to see what happens there. Risk-free trades at this point. I normally don't open new trades on weekends, so just going to sit in those probably until Monday or something. We'll sit in those until either they hit the next day profits that I have or get stopped out, and then look to maybe get into a new position Monday or something like that. Now, all these middle time frames, money flow crossovers into the red, you are getting some green dots here, deep anchor waves. Some of them worked out pretty well. These two worked out kind of well. I feel like we're due for one to not work out so well. More like one like this or something. where you just come down a bit more. Now, what was, from this area approximately, 20% downward more from this, so 20% downward, that's right to your 300 weekly moving average. So this could be the catalyst to get down there. And this doesn't even confirm 3 hours. Probably will confirm, but I'm not expecting anything too crazy to happen. We're on a Saturday. Nice bounce off of high volume node over here. This was probably, if you took the scalp long off of that area, I know people have talked about that area, I'd say now is probably a good place to at least take partial profits. Never financial advice though. Some good curvature on your 30-minute. Keep an eye open for these split RSIs curving back down. Look over here. If you repeat something like this with the split RSIs curving back down, that's 12% downward. 12% downward would be right around 18K. Do we have a spiral line there? No, nothing around there, but it could be, one of these two areas that you bounce off of. So yeah, and then really low time frames, your 15-minute kind of neutral kind of could come back down, get a bearish div pretty soon. It's weekend, not expecting anything too crazy, probably just some more sideways for today and tomorrow. Always has weird sideways volatility. Moving on to Ethereum right now. So it's kind of the same general deal as Bitcoin. I circled right here. It looks very similar, especially with the blue triangle, red dot. This brought us down a lot, 75%. That would be the case to come down to this last spiral line over here, right exactly 75%, 500. That would be a nice bull market or bear market bottom, excuse me. That's a 90% correction from our all-time high here. Not saying that's going to happen. There's also definitely the possibility for, just to come down to this wick, 50% or something like that. Right there. More bullish case right now. There are a few times where split RSIs, kind of over here, you continued forward. So that's more your bullish case, kind of like that. See if those RSIs, they're not as split here in the 3-day, but I could show you probably in the 2-day would be a better, it would look more similar. RSIs, right, like back here, February 2019, in this accumulation phase or this mini bull market, he came up a bit more, so you kept coming up. Some people think it's going to be kind of like this. I'm not really seeing it, just yet. I think the S&P 500 has to, continue to be strong for that to happen. If it comes down, I think it's going to be, sadly, a bloodbath in September for Bitcoin and Ethereum, kind of, a repeat of kind of how June was. And that could lead to a bottom. If this is like 2014, that could be pretty similar to the bottom, especially how those technicals would look at that point. You'd be, somewhere between 10, 14K, 10, 13K for Bitcoin, and Ethereum probably somewhere between 3 and 600, or maybe 4 and 700. Those areas a little bit harder for Ethereum to really predict. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now. Kind of the same deal as Bitcoin. Money flow crossover into the red here. I mean, this is going to give you the same prediction that I gave earlier, about 70% down around this area. Obviously, anything could happen here in terms of short term. This green dot confirms in 7 hours. We could come up back to this area, 1700, then come down. Or if it's like kind of this one over here or this one, you just come down further. So these don't necessarily mean too much, in my opinion, especially when they're happening on weekends. And 4 hour coming into the red, more of a short term, kind of prediction into the red. What did this give us last time? Right here to here, 8% downward, here to here. That's 10%. It could be the catalyst down around 1400, which is a pretty big area, especially for a scalp long. I'd be looking there for a scalp long, especially. And 3 LXs here. We could have like another 2 LXs and then come down to like 1450, this area. And blood diamond on the 30-minute. Obviously, it's not the strongest thing, but kind of like Bitcoin with the split RSIs. These aren't too split yet, but I think they could definitely bring us down a bit more. And yeah, that's Ethereum. If you look at Bitcoin dominance right now, what I want to show you is on the 3-day. Look at this deep anchor wave right here. If you map these out, this was December 2021, up 11% there as everything came down. I think we may be due for Bitcoin dominance to come up a bit, 20% down. This was just a Bitcoin-led rally, basically, of September of last year. September was the red. Oh yeah, excuse me. That was when September was the red month when everything corrected, and then you came back in October, and then you made the new all-time highs with Bitcoin, I believe, before everything else. I'm trying to remember exactly what happened, but that, Bitcoin dominance stayed there. And then even back to, this didn't really work in April, but one of these finally did. So that's when we finally crashed in May there. So if everything crashes, if September is a really red month, Bitcoin dominance is going to come up. It's going to come up back to this area. And then if we do have that bottom in September, I think Bitcoin dominance could continue forward as we've seen historically while everything else bleeds. I think it could be different this time. I think Ethereum definitely could be a stronger player in it. But I think, Bitcoin may be still able to outperform Ethereum. I don't really consider Ethereum to be an altcoin anymore. I consider it a blue chip, but I think there is, at least for September. If September's red, I think Bitcoin will still outperform it. Ethereum's been up a lot too, so you got to realize what goes up must come down. It's not going to continuously outperform it. A lot of people are really talking about Ethereum too. How it's a blue chip, how it's going to keep outperforming Bitcoin. They're probably right long term, but short term, you got to be careful. So, and then a lot of altcoins. I mean, look at this, AVAX, kind of the same thing on the 4-day. I'm not going to go into a real lot of detail in this, but this is one of the ones I've been shorting. 84% from there. Not saying it's going to come down to 84%, but probably as a bear market bottom is doable to come back to these general areas, $4 or something for a lot of these altcoins, especially the ones with the split RSIs on the 2-day, very split, kind of like that. So that's what we got to look at. S&P 500, I circled this area. Looks very similar to 08. See, you get the green candle, bam. Green candle, green hiking, bam. Even in 1973, I show you this because there's a high inflationary time, bam. That's what we got to look at. So if this comes down, I believe crypto will come down. That's what I wanted to update you guys on today. If you like the video, please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Also check out the BITGET link in the description below. Special promo for just my audience. If you guys are experienced traders, you only have to deposit a small amount to get a really nice bonus there. It's even like a 10% of what you deposit if you deposit $1,000. So check that out. Really good promo going on right now. All right, guys, have a good one. Goodbye.